Warmest of welcomes to all of you around the globe. We're just about ready to get going. The players will be with us very shortly. And our live game is Fenerbahce against Besiktas. I'm Peter Drury, and seated in the experts' hot seat is our man Jim Beglin.
Well, thank you very much, Mr. Drury, and hello to everyone.
Fenerbahce line up in a 4-5-1.
Well, it's a system that requires the right balance from the five in midfield and supporting the attack and obviously protecting the back four.
Off we go then. So here we are, hoping for another Derby Day spectacle. Topal. Over to the left. Plays it out to the wing. Who's he going to play in? Ozyakup. Pepe. Plays it forward. Oh, good interception. Topal. And it's Valbuena. Passes it through, and he's cut it out. Ozyakup. Mattel. Negredo. Gökhan Gönül. Mattel. Pepe, forward it goes. Quaresma. Negredo goes up and over. That's a good block, but at the expense of a corner. Last-ditch defending, but that'll do. Out to the left it goes, and it's hoisted clear. Tries to get it forward quickly, and now the breakaway. Long and high towards the flank. Oh, that is lovely footwork. Tries lifting it over. Oh, well defended, that had to be done. Lens. It's been a rather gentle affair so far. Plays it into the channel. Boots it to safety. Gökhan Gönül. Negredo. Cut out in the nick of time.
Yeah, that's top defending and preventing him turning, which can open up many possibilities.
A bit of penetration to go with all this possession.
Well, each team knows that they're still well below standard, and it's a question of which can find a way out.
Looks to clip it forward. Adriano demonstrating fabulous determination. He just will not be beaten.
That needed to end with efficiency and incision, and we got neither.
Now the pass. Jakub going through. And it's Janssen looking to break out here. Good challenge, he just stood firm. Over to the left. Negredo. Topal. Aimed long and direct. And it's Negredo. Loose ball, who's going to get that? Janssen, a real chance to break. Played out to the wing. Now here's the through ball. That intervention was very necessary. Now it's Negredo. Lens. Gets wrestled off the ball. Back to the keeper and try something new. Deftly done. Gökhan Gönül tried to play it through.
Was too timid to make it through the defence. It'll be noted and improved upon, I'm sure.
Now it's Negredo. Chance to break. Looks like a good ball through. Liddell has it out wide and in space. And that's left him on the seat of his pants. Aimed long and direct. And he's on his way! Just brushed off the ball there. Quaresma. Liddell. Looks to slip it through. Lens. Gökhan Gönül. The ball through. Tries to dink it in. It's a brilliant interception. That was one quality pass away from being a very decent chance. Looked very promising.
That was just poor decision-making and a weak execution.
Coaxed out to the wing. Janssen. Liddell tries to get it forward quickly. Tries a through ball. Lens. Valbuena. Still, rather frustratingly, it is 0-0. Great strength, too strong for his opponent. Tries to stroke it through. Pepe passes it forward. Liddell. And it's Jakub. Lens spreads it wide. He's made sure that that won't get through. Forward it goes. Now it's Negredo. Lens. Negredo. Looks like a good ball through. Now it's Quaresma. Delivers across. And he's there to cut it out. And there's the end of the first half. So both sides have drawn blanks. They have toiled at times, but it's not been a bad game by any means. So your views on the first half?
Well, this has proved a very frustrating day so far, especially for the strikers. Nothing has been created for them. I think the service has been extremely poor.
An intriguing half, lacking only in goals. The score 0-0. Whistle goes, and we start the second half.
That first 45 minutes didn't deliver as we'd hoped. Lots of effort, but a lack of quality with the finishing has left us hoping that someone can step up and produce something a little more magical.
Hit into the middle. Stuck out a leg for a good challenge. Now it's Negredo. Skirtle. Topper. Tries to get it forward quickly. He's left, hits one! That comes as a mighty relief. Gökhan Gürel. And that's a throw-in. Now it's Negredo. Vida looks to dink one in. He's got options out wide. Valbuena. Topper. And it's Janssen. Ozyakup. Negredo. Out wide to the right. Now the pass. Goes for goal! Aimed low and direct. Defenders on the back foot. Waiting for the game to take off here, 0-0. And it's Janssen. Played out to the wing. He's got away. Goes wide. Now can he finish? Has a swing at it! And the weighted pass. Now it's Valbuena.
Oh, that's great defending to cover for the goalkeeper and just get something in the way.
Adriano. Dinks one in, neatly flicked on. Surely! Crosses it in low. Played back in. And they've got it back as soon as they gave it away. Passes it through. Looking for a corner. Checks on the touchline. Change about to occur. And he just whacks it away. Can't get the better of his opposite number. Plays it out to the wing. Now it's Valbuena. Looks to clip it forward. Shoots! And he's there to make a great save.
Well, that was high-class goalkeeping there to back up his high-class wage.
And that's been levered clear. Has gone out. There's going to be another change here. Intercepts the throw, that's well read. Topal. Deftly done. Has a hit! Oh, surely that deserved better.
The timing of the pass and run was exquisite.
Vida plays a clever pass. Topal. It's Soldado. Lovely feet. Valbuena. It is still anyone's game, 0-0. Valbuena. Can he finish? Quaresma. Besiktas floats one over. Nicely measured pass. Oh, real chance! Negredo beats the offside trap. Last-ditch defending, but that'll do. Played it again. Header! Sensational from Lens!
They'll kick themselves if that doesn't turn out to be the clincher. What a time to score. Well, you know, thinking about that, I think they've perfected that on the training ground because it took them seconds to get the ball from back to front. They really commit forward in numbers too. It was all very well drilled.
Fenerbahce have decided now is the time to make their final change. Besiktas get themselves into the lead.
Look, experienced voices need to be heard now, along with good purpose and urgency, and they can get right back into this.
Looks to slip it through. Lobs it in gently. Heads it! Oh, great save, real class.
Well, what can I say? Truly wonderful goalkeeping.
And it's Quaresma. Negredo. Now it's Negredo. It's Osakop! Oh, and that should have been two.
Oh, and a real chance to pile on the pressure, and he'll be desperate to get another.
Isla plays it out to the flank.
Fenerbahce are actually displaying tremendous fighting spirit. There's a real belief that they can still have a say.
Negredo. Out to the left it goes. Adriano clips one through. Can he put it away? Great build-up. It all deserved a better ending.
Negredo certainly did his part with a lovely pass, and unfortunately the loveliness ceased there.
Besiktas look as though they're about to make a change. Now the pass. Looks like a good ball through. Wagner Love. Quaresma has it in a wide position. Wagner Love shoots! They've scored! 2 up and threatening to pull clear.
Perhaps deserves a little bit of sympathy here, because that's a goalkeeper's nightmare. It's clear that the keeper was unsighted by his defence, and by the time he picked up the flight of that, it was too late.
When the manager called on him, he was only too happy to repay that favour.
Well, the instruction from the manager would have been, go on and make yourself a nuisance and see if you can snatch a goal. Mission accomplished.
Besiktas have chosen to bring on the last of their substitutes.
I think you have to admire his willingness to keep plugging away, but the manager has done him a big favour, I think, by taking him off. You know, he was looking very, very leggy.
Besiktas get themselves a 2-goal cushion. Valbuena.
Fenerbahce don't appear to have what it takes to get back into this one, but they do have what it takes to show enough pride and passion to appear to the fans that they care.
Tries a through ball. Aimed in towards, in for a header! Another fruitless header.
Well, there's nothing wrong with the service. They've just been very wasteful in the air.
Vida. Tete. Chania Erkin. Wagner Love. Well intercepted, really alert to the danger. Skirtle. Totta. Valbuena. Two minutes to be added on. Tries lifting it over. Can he deliver? Massive leap! And he just whacks it away. There is the final whistle. Well, that does not help. Interpret the performance as you will, but the key truth is that they lost. The end of the game. Reflections?
Yeah, and we know that derbies can often make predictions look silly. They can take on a personality of their own, and this one didn't really deserve to have a loser.
So many thanks to Jim Beglin. That's all we have time for. Good evening to you.
Ladies and gentlemen, please take your minds off the screen. It's our next home game.
So hello and a warm welcome to all of you worldwide. We're just waiting for the central characters to make their appearance and then we will be underway. I'm Peter Drury and it's my chance to say that it is an absolute delight to have Jim Beglin beside me.
Well, I can tell you I'm truly delighted to join you, Peter, and thank you very much for that.
Fiorentina have chosen to go 4-5-1.
Yeah, essentially this system lends itself to a more cautious approach, but that's not to say they can't turn caution into steady ambition.
So off we go then. Jim, you've played in games of this nature. Who can make the difference?
It has to be Sergio Aguero, the pocket dynamo, a brilliant little player whose squat build gives him that sharper edge in redirecting his movement to escape defenders. He is one of the very, very best.
Hard to disagree with that. It is the sort of situation he thrives in. Beautifully done. Sterling with a delicate ball, looks to play him in, but a minor communications breakdown. That is terrific skill. Now it's Aguero. There too. Chipped through. Over it comes. Forward it goes. Into the channel. Gets into some space. Well, the ball's come loose and the chase is on. Looks like a good ball through. And he's cut it out. And it's fair too. Where to from here? Fair to say, I think a cautious start from both teams. Keeper's got good distance on that. It's Teo. Teleo. Gundogan. Fernandinho. Mondi. Tries a through ball. Aguero. A chance to play it in. That is good defending. It's been repelled. Gundogan. Now the pass. Too much on it, and that's the keeper's.
Well, both sides have actually looked poor going forward. We've hardly seen anything meaningful yet.
Plays a clever pass. Towering header! Goal! Fiorentina! What a great header, got plenty on that.
Yeah, I just thought he wanted that more than anyone else on the pitch, and it was fully deserved. He gave it everything he had.
Fiorentina take the lead, 1-0.
Well, just listen to the reaction. I think you can hear the approval from the support all around the stadium.
Let us put a stop to that. And it's Vertu, deftly in with a header! Good stop, that wasn't easy.
Well, you can't ask for much more than that. A difficult moment he simply had to deal with.
Kyle Walker, Aguero. Fiorentina find themselves a goal up here. It's a lead to cherish. Ball's loose, who's getting there? He wasn't very far from making something happen by himself. Lovely to see.
That needed to end with efficiency and incision, and we got neither.
Mondi. So they got the only goal to give them a 1-0 lead. He's not played the ball, that's a foul. And he has shown him a yellow card. Aimed long and direct. Saponara. And it's Vertu. Vertu passes it through. Vertu. Lovely little display of skill, that is. And the finish! Now it's Aguero. Looks to clip it forward. He's got away. Out to the left it goes. Time to deliver. It's a decent looking cross. Teleo. Vertu tries to stroke it through. He's got options out wide. And he just whacks it away. Looks to slip it through. Otamendi heaves it forward. And that's been won straight back. It will be a throw-in. Shot a goal! Big relief, it just needed better contact.
Well, he did get himself into a good position, something for him to cling to.
Sterling dinks one in, neatly flicked on, timely intervention. Badal. It's Teleo, tries to dink it in, and help's available out wide. Gorgeous control there. Who's ball? Who's going to get that? De Bruyne plays it towards the front. Looks like a good ball through. Now here's the through ball. Last-ditch defending, but that'll do. Can he deliver? Played it again. De Bruyne gets it back. Plenty of appeals, but the referee is not interested. It could be in here. Vertu. Played into the... Up for the header! And he's there to make a great save.
Well, as tests go, Peter, the keeper has just received an A+ grade.
Referee's had a good look and given a corner. Played towards the front men. And it's Sterling. Kyle Walker. There's the whistle for half-time. There we are, off they go for half-time. The breakthrough did indeed come in the first half, but there has only been that one goal. It is very, very tight.
I'm sure they'll be very happy with their first half performance and the scoreline. They'll definitely want to maintain their momentum now and finish the job.
Fiorentina leading a cagey game here. It's had its moments, and it's 1-0 at the break. And we're already back underway here.
Fiorentina going well here, and they're in a good position to kick on and add to their lead. They don't have to overcommit, but they can place more emphasis on stretching their advantage without necessarily neglecting things defensively.
Sterling tries lifting it over. Aguero knocks it away from immediate danger. Aguero! And it's hoisted clear. There too. Over to the left. Oh, really good feet from him. Plays it into the channel. Good clearance and very necessary. Coaxed out to the wing. So who's he picking out? He's had a shot! It's in! 2 up now, and they are cruising. Just so calm under pressure.
Oh, this fella's as slippery as an eel the way he freed himself to score. I mean, for that defence, it was a case of, now you've got him, now you don't. Brilliant.
Fiorentina get themselves a 2-goal cushion.
Well, that second goal has given them so much more command and confidence now, and they should be able to take it on from here and either add to their lead or close it out. Surely they'll manage one or the other.
Teleo. Played out to the wing. Now here's the through ball. He can get that clear. Patel with the great leap! Gundogan. Fernandinho. Vertu was not to be moved. It's Teo. Patel tries to get it forward quickly. Foul and a free kick in a very dangerous area. Well, that looks like a final warning, still no card.
Badal!
It's a loose ball. It's Teo.
Yeah, that's top defending and preventing him turning, which can open up many possibilities.
Mondi. 60 minutes played. Vertu. It's Teo. He's making good use of his strength there, just refuses to be out-muscled. Well, it's normally around now that the managers think about making changes. Hoists it high. He acknowledges that he should have come up with something better there.
Yeah, the idea was right, the delivery wasn't. They can revisit that further on.
De Bruyne. Saponara. And it's Teo. Vertu. Saponara. Pushes it out wide. Knocks one in. Heads it! He's done very well to get to that.
Well, what can I say? Truly wonderful goalkeeping.
Oh, he really wanted that.
But that's the motivation and enthusiasm he shows and the quality he produces.
And that's a goal kick. There is some activity down on the touchline. It seems there's going to be a change. Saponara. It's Teo. Teo. Tries a through ball and a header! Great build-up. It all deserved a better ending.
Oh, it was such a clever pass that flummoxed the defence, and it could well be revisited, this.
It so nearly came off for him.
Yeah, and you can hear how the crowd are reacting to this too.
Oh, glorious footwork! Sterling. Defending was physical, no nonsense, and it had to be.
Well, you could see he was eager to get a shot away, but there was too much flesh and bone in his path.
Cut out in the nick of time. Saponara. And it's Teo. Badal. Sterling with good energy in defence as well.
You have to admire commitment like that, because he could easily ignore that and just kind of walk around and let others do all the chasing, but instead he looks as if he relishes the chance to dig in for his team here.
It's Teo. Passes it, and the finish! Oh, it looked like 3-0 for sure.
Benassi is fully aware of how important that could have been, probably game, set and match.
Mondi. De Bruyne. Oh, well defended, that had to be done. Try as they might, they just couldn't get into an attacking area. It's come loose. It's Teo. Plays it out to the flank. There to Saponara. Going through. Looks like a good ball through. And that'll go straight through to the keeper. Yaya Toure. De Bruyne. It's Aguero! Oh, the keeper's done ever so well.
Well, that was high-class goalkeeping there to back up his high-class wage.
There too. More than happy to take the muscular approach. And that is it. The referee has seen enough. Fiorentina claim victory here, and on balance they were worth it. How do you look back on the game then, Jim?
Fiorentina will walk away happy from this with such a show of defensive solidity and maturity that's hard to upset.
Many thanks to Jim, and with that, it is a very good night to you. So hello and a warm welcome to all of you worldwide. We're just waiting for the central characters to make their appearance and then we will be underway. The teams then, Sparta Prague against BAYER Leverkusen. Well, I'm Peter Drury and I'm joined in the commentary box by the familiar figure of Jim Begley.
Hi Peter, always good to work with you. I'm really looking forward to this now.
Sparta Prague shape up in a 4-3-3.
Yeah, it allows for an expansive passing game, and with everyone doing their job properly, it can be difficult to contain.
So we're up and running. Lars Bender. And it's Kiesling. Now it's Mehmedi. So what's he planning here? Looks like a good ball through. Hit into the middle. Great leap! What a wonderful goal!
And some of the best managers I played for insisted on starting games as you mean to go on. And we've just seen a very important opening goal from an extremely talented individual who looks primed for more. He really does look at it. Are certainly a team that knows how to play their football as stylishly as you'll see. Tiki-taka at its very best, and they back it up with goals.
BAYER Leverkusen take the early advantage. Thatcher. Coaxed out to the wing. Striding forward, facing goal. Good clearance now. Can they make something of it? Looking to break out here. Long and high towards the flank. Bellarabi! Bellarabi!
I can't speak highly enough of the keeper after that save. Can't stop thinking about it.
Lafata. Dinks one in. The ball needed to be better there, it's a wasted chance. Mavuba has been caught there, it's a foul. He's got away. To the keeper and try something new. Semikail. Mavuba. Thatcher. Kadlitz. Sparta Prague are already trailing here early on. They cannot afford to let this get worse.
Well, it can be very hard to regroup and work your way back into the match, but they've got time.
Lafata goes long. Biabiani. Good run, ultimately thwarted by an astute piece of defending. Crowd appreciates good football all round there. Now it's Kiesling. Over to the left. Kiesling. Lafata. Bender battles to win it back. Mehmedi. Lars Bender. Now it's Kiesling. Bellarabi. Lobs it in gently. Header! It's a goal! 2 to the good! They have breathing space!
Produced a lovely sequence of passes there. It's a terrific brand of football to watch, and importantly, it is a strong end product.
Bayer Leverkusen grab a couple of goals without reply. It's 2-0.
Well, at 1-0 this contest was still nicely poised, but now that it's gone to 2, mindsets are affected a lot more. Winning belief one way and that losing feeling the other.
Chip through. Has a pop! Bellarabi. And it's Bellarabi. Semikaya plays it forward quickly. Bender spreads it towards the left. Tries to dink it in. And the ball is out of play. That'll be a throw-in. Looks to slip it through. Now here's the through ball. Cadlets puts it to safety. It's over the line, and that'll be a goal kick. Mavuba. Lafata. Forward it goes. Lars Bender. And it's Mehmedi. Passes it through, and he's cut it out. Yet another to add to football's endless list of could-haves and should-haves.
Quality deserted them when they really needed it.
Shapes to shoot! An absolute thunderbolt! Oh, it really is a finish of the highest order!
Unbelievable.
And the lead is 3! It is surely done! That has brought the house down. What a wonderful hit!
Oh, the contact was fantastic, right on the bootlaces, and it packed a lot of venom for what was a really potent strike.
Without reply. This is becoming a stroll. Thatcher. Biabiani. Mehmedi plays it forward. Oh, well intercepted, really alert to the danger. To get it forward quickly. It's Kiesling, played out to the the right. Tries a through ball. Cadlets goes looking. Mavuba. Lafata. Loose. Vacha plays a clever pass. It's being played forward. Mehmedi looks to dink one in. Vacha cuts it out. Mehmedi needed to come up with a better ball.
Oh, that just required a bit more oomph to reach its target.
Mavuba. Lafata. Keeper's got good distance on that. And it's Lafata. Chance to break. Kiesling plays it long. Nice little chip. Bellarabi! Can he finish? More and more and more and more! They are running riot! Over the hills and far away! No catching them now! He was so alert to the possibilities there. Great stuff.
Well, as they say, Peter, if you don't speculate, you won't accumulate, and we've just witnessed a player who was rewarded for his willingness to take a risk, as cunning as it comes.
He's made it 3, quite a day at the office for him.
Oh, this has been an immense contribution from one player. He's been just about unplayable. The irresistible force today.
Bayer Leverkusen totally rampant here. Cadlets. And it's Lafata. Lafata plays it out to the wing. That is terrific skill. Sparta Prague have themselves a corner, I think. Yes, they do. Last-ditch defending, but that'll do. That'll be the final action of the first half. Well, that flew by. It was breathless stuff. It's been one-way traffic here after the first 45 minutes. A relentless barrage that looks set to continue. Here we go again. Sparta Prague decide to shake things up. There has been a change in personnel. Now the pass. Look at the defender bombing forward. Going through. There's the ball in. Good take by the keeper. He's read that well. Mavuba. Oh, he's come flying in. Oh, he's not played the ball, that's a foul. Mehmedi is now in the last chance saloon.
Well, I think the referee would have told him to rate it in or suffer the consequences.
Bellarabi tries lifting it over. He's got through. Bellarabi. Mavuba. Cadlets. Aimed long and direct. Mavuba. Bender gets it back. Lafata has got himself a free kick. Mehmedi. Lafata. Another piece of really good defending. Oh, he's going to be pulled back for that one. And he's going direct. Oh, brilliant goal! A finish of true class!
Unbelievable.
Dispatched expertly, nicely done. Sparta Prague playing for pride here, the match surely beyond them. Panorama. Done very well to intervene. Biabiani tries to get it forward quickly. Lafata floats one up to meet it! He will be livid with himself.
Okay, it's come to nothing, but it's a warning of further threat on the break.
To the flank. Mehmedi aimed in towards the centre, and he has been fouled there. And it's Lafata.
That's a more memorable moment, which was on the cards because they started this second half with good focus and energy levels, and now they've got incentive to chase another.
Now the counter. Looks to slip it through. Got a sight of goal here. Sparta Prague may be thinking about substitutions now. They still have 2 available. And it's been taken straight back. It's Lafata! Keeper's not concerned by that.
Well, the defence are in a good position to get behind the ball and let them just try from range.
Goes long. Oh, well defended. That had to be done. Mehmedi. Lars Bender. Mehmedi. Kiesling. More than happy to take the muscular approach. Thatcher. And it's Lafata. Loose ball, who's going to get there? Kiesling. Lars Bender. Mehmedi. Kiesling. Plays it into the channel. Played into the middle. It's a brilliant interception. Is that a foul? Yes, the referee's given it. Cadlets. And it's Lafata.
Lafata really got caught in a trap there, and he just couldn't get out.
Out to the left it goes. Just brushed off the ball there.
Yeah, that's top defending and preventing him turning, which can open up many possibilities.
Cadlets goes looking. Mavuba. Semikaya. Thatcher. Passes it through. Leno sends that a long way. Kiesling. Lars Bender. Looking to get within range. In he goes again! You can get that clear. By Leverkusen, look as though they're about to make a change.
I think you have to admire his willingness to keep plugging away, but the manager has done him a big favour, I think, by taking him off. You know, he was looking very, very leggy.
Bender with the ball through. Mehmedi pumps it into the area. Arrived on cue, but fluffed his line. Can he finish? And he just whacks it away. Over to the other flank. Great strength, too strong for his opponent. And it's Folland. Folland. Forward it goes. Good challenge, he just stood firm. Played to a promising move. Folland! Goes straight through to the keeper. Looks to clip it forward. He's gone for it! It goes to show he is human after all. It so nearly came off for him.
But that's the motivation and enthusiasm he shows, and the quality he produces.
Bayer Leverkusen have chosen to bring on the last of their substitutes.
Well, for me, this was the obvious substitution. He'd become just a little jaded, and as a result of that, he was most likely to make a mistake. I think sometimes when the body becomes tired, the brain goes with it, and I think...
It's Lafata! Great strike, a test for the keeper. Lafata. It's a loose ball. Folland. Bellarabi. Bellarabi. That's Folland. Kadlec. Fourth official showing that there will be 3 minutes of added time. Lars Bender plays it forward. And that's sprayed out wide. Out wide to the right. Bellarabi has a go! So that's it. It is all over. Sparta Prague have fallen short on the day. They're going to need to bounce back from this. So what do you take away from it all, Jim?
Sparta Prague never really got into this game. I think conceding early as they did seemed to completely undermine whatever had been put in place before they left that dressing room, and they just didn't readjust to it at all.
And with that, it's time for me to thank Jim Beglin and to wish you a very good evening. Soaking up the pre-match atmosphere here as we wait for things to get started. Won't be long now before we get through the formalities. A warm welcome, one and all. I'm Peter Drury, and this is Jim Beglin.
Hi Peter, always good to work with you. I'm really looking forward to this now.
We can have a look at them now. Gets things running. So Jim, who would you identify as the key man in this fixture?
I'm going to pick João Moutinho. I call him the ferret because he could slip into places and cause trouble before opponents can react. Loves to get between the lines and then get his head up. A real creative force.
Okay, interesting. And it's Lamar. Looks like a good ball through. Looks to slip. Up he gets! Good stop, that wasn't easy.
Well, that was high-class goalkeeping there to back up his high-class wage. Monaco certainly won't want to look back and dwell on that. It was a good chance, though.
Lobs it in gently. Timely intervention. João Moutinho. Vardy. James with the ball through. Oh, well intercepted, really alert to the danger. Ball's out once more. He's gone for it! Straight through to the keeper. It's Falcao. Lamar. Camille Glick. Falcao. It's Falcao! And he's there to make a great save.
Well, what can I say? Truly wonderful goalkeeping.
Last-ditch defending, but that'll do. Can he put it away? Marvellous goal!
And some of the best managers I played for insisted on starting games as you mean to go on. And we've just seen a very important opening goal from an extremely talented individual who looks primed for more. He really does look at it. Well, when the game's played like that, it's made to look very simple. You know, I love watching football like this. Easy, effective, 1-2 and bang. Thanks very much.
Monaco have an early lead. Good start. Falcao. Keita. Fabinho goes looking. Gets it back. Mahrez. Now it's Vardy. Breaks on here. And it's Vardy. James plays it into the channel. Throw it. First quarter of an hour gone. Falcao tries to get it forward quickly. Plays it out to the flank. Yeah, he's offering an apology for that. He needed to deliver a better ball. And it's Vardy. Mahrez is making a foray down the right. Vardy passes it through. Mahrez. Can he score? He's going after it. Dinks one in. Can he finish? Decent enough try.
Vardy did give it a fair old crack, and he'll be encouraged to step up again.
Mahrez. Fabinho. Falcao. Out wide to the right. And it's Keita. Looks to clip it forward. Into the box. Point blank header! Oh, just couldn't turn it in.
I have to commend the wing play, but I have to condemn the defending. They've got to stop the cross.
And that's been won straight back. Tries a through ball. Keita! Oh, he did the hard part right, but fluffed the finish.
Oh, it was such a clever pass that flummoxed the defence, and it could well be revisited, this.
Aimed long and direct. Vardy. James. Amati. Tries lifting it over. Well read, he sorted that out. Lamar. Fabinho. Goes up and over. It's out for a goal kick. Vardy, now the pass. Amati looking to get on the end of this. Mahrez. So who's he picking out? With a shot! Gets up to head it! Lamar. Pushes it out wide. Keita looking to get on the end of this. Cut out in the nick of time. Well, they can break here. Vardy. Cuts it out. And it's Falcao. Lamar. Who's he going to play in? With a delicate ball. Has a hit! Falcao explosive! 2 up now, and they are cruising.
Monaco are really pouncing on any stray passes in midfield. We're talking seconds from interception to the back of the net. It's counter-attacking heaven.
Monaco get themselves a 2-goal cushion.
Well, that second goal has given them so much more command and confidence now, and they should be able to take it on from here and either add to their lead or close it out. Surely they'll manage one or the other.
Mahrez. James. And it's Falcao. Falcao floats one over. Kasper Schmeichel knocks it away. Has gone out. Out to the flank. And that's another throw. João Moutinho. And the weighted pass. Keeper's ball. And it's Mahrez. Amati. Long and high towards the flank. Mahrez looking to get on the end of this. Okazaki, played out to the right. Oh, that's neat. Vardy clips one through. Looking to shoot! Forward it goes. And the half-time whistle goes. What have we learned from the first 45 minutes?
Well, it's looking pretty straightforward, Peter. They've got themselves into a very good position, so why dither from here when they can repeat their first half success with another show of strength?
And we're underway again.
Well, this half might require them to produce a plan A, B and C. Levelling the score is easier said than done, but that will be the target. Get back on terms and then use that momentum to go again.
Loose ball, who's going to get there? Fuchs. James. And it's Okazaki. Gray tries to stroke it through. It's a brilliant interception. Goes long. Great strength, too strong for his opponent. James. Fuchs. Adrian Silva. Fuchs. Gray. Keeps everyone guessing. He's got options in the box if he gets his head up. Wonderful quick feet. Gray. Amate. Gray. Up to meet it! Great ball to play him in, but he will be gutted to miss that.
It was such a clever idea to lift it into his path.
Keita. Falcao. Lobs it in gently. Too much on it, and that's the keeper's. Yeah, that does look a foul. Referee's given a free kick. And no surprise, that's a booking.
Well, what goes through a player's head at times like that is a mystery to me.
Can't get the better of his opposite number. Fence has got rid of that. And it's Mahrez. Falcao, whose goal-scoring skills have already been evident. Dinks one in. And the ball is out of play. James. Looks like a good ball through. Mahrez with a delicate ball, and he's cut it out. Looking to break out here. Moutinho. Played back in. Gray gets into the right position to intercept. Could move up a gear here. Good running with the ball. Can they build on it? Keeper's got good distance on that.
Yeah, that's top defending and preventing him turning, which can open up many possibilities.
Looks to slip it through. Oh, he's managed to get himself offside.
Well, he now knows that he has to lock in the timing. Success and failure depends on it.
Fabinho. Falcao. Keita. So nearly the perfect ball. Brighton. And it's Mahrez. Now it's Vardy and Mate. Lovely bit of skill. Looking for a decent ball in. Mahrez and Mate. Oh, the ball's come loose and the chase is on. And the counter is on. Moutinho. There really wasn't very much in that, far away from being a telling final ball.
Monaco seemed to have chosen a tougher route through the middle. That was easily read and dealt with.
Amate gets it back. Mahrez. Going through, hit long and direct. Aimed long and direct. to get it forward quickly. Gray. And it's Okazaki. Into the last quarter of an hour. Fuchs. He's had a shot! They've scored! Back to within one! Interesting!
The first touch was absolutely heavenly, and because of it, the finish was a mere formality.
This is threatening to become a really good game.
I think they've done so well to get back in it, but it's important now that they don't become over-eager in chasing another. They only need one more chance. Patience is key.
Gets wrestled off the ball.
This is good ball retention, and it should be enough from here, but they want to double their advantage.
Adrian Silva. Fuchs goes up and over. Oh, well defended, that had to be done. Monaco look as though they're about to make a change.
Well, for me, this was the obvious substitution. He'd become just a little...
Header! Oh, that could cost them.
Vardy must have known he could ill afford to miss that. He's Mr. Angry now.
Fabinho. Jovetic. And the shot! And that would have been game, set and match.
Jovetic getting all the congratulations, and rightly so. Going 2 down would have really hurt.
Moutinho. Falcao floats one over. And Jovetic!
Monaco are looking to make this one safe. They want to reduce the risk.
Iborra. Mahrez.
They seem to have lost their sense of direction. It should be higher up the pitch.
Adrian Silva. Vardy plays a clever pass. Massive leap! He's done very well to get to that.
Well, as tests go, Peter, the keeper has just received an A+ grade.
Keita plays it forward.
Yeah, it's safe to say that they just need to manage this to secure the win now.
It really is now or never. Okazaki! Keita. So that's it, it is all over. Well, that is truly disappointing. It is a results business, and this result is worth nothing. How would you summarise what we've seen today then, Jim?
Well, the game plan for me just looked a little confused, and the crowd seemed to pick up on this early on, and it just created a kind of negative vibe around the whole stadium, and I think this performance was one best deleted from the memory bank now.
So thank you very much, Jim, for joining me. That brings us to the end of our coverage. So from us both, a very good evening.